So today I have an appointment at a location. It says dwelling in conjunction with commercial, but I called the guy and come to find out they're not. He calls it the sand jungle. I don't know what that means, but hey, I'm here. So it is what it is. All right. Now this one right here is further out than what I normally do. Location that I normally go to, this one is actually 16 miles. 16 miles took me 50 minutes to get here. And I know you guys probably like, you went 50 miles, you went somewhere that took you almost an hour. I did recognize the location, the address, the zip code when I saw it on the file when I first pulled it up. But I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go on ahead and do it because, you know, my goal was to make at least $1,300 for this week, and I couldn't make it if I didn't come over here. All right, but I'm just giving it a shot to see. Let me see. Are they trying to try me? Or did they give it to me to see if I would actually go this far? And if I did, they're now gonna start giving me more? Because if they do, they in for a rude awakening. All right, but I went on ahead and went today, and I'm glad I set my appointment out enough for my next location so that I don't have to worry about getting back into the main city in a timely manner for the next one. All of the questions have been answered for this location. I just need to get out here and get these images taken. All right. And go to a unit, and the guy at the unit is supposed to be waiting on me apparently. Well, according to the insured. If I get there to that door and nobody wants to answer and let me in, and I done come this far, you already know what's about to go down. I'm gonna turn it in without unit pictures. The best I can do. There's only so much you can do. But let me get over here and see what happens, and I'll hit you back on the flip. So I am in Playa del Rey. Playa del Rey, and they call this the sand jungle. I don't know why they call it that, because this appears to be a nice location, but hey, you know, some people have a problem with areas and some people don't. The insured was there. He let me in, and very nice, really nice unit. He takes very good care of it, and I was able to knock that out. So I don't know how long it's gonna take me to get him over here, but this appointment was supposed to be at 11 o'clock, and it is now 11:11, and that's because of course I got there early. And the next one is at 12:30, but it took me almost an hour to get here. So is it going to take me almost an hour to get back to the main city? We shall see. If it does, then I'll get there in just a nick of time. I'll probably still have a few minutes left over to wait, or hopefully they're there when I get there, and call it a day. Woo. Yeah. I don't know why I be dancing. Sometimes I just be in the mood. Got to shake off the gratefulness. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Grateful is what I am. Okay. All right, let's go. that trip took me 33 minutes to get back versus the almost an hour to get there. Okay, so that's a pretty good deal, but I overestimated how much time it was going to take, because you know, you never know when you have to go that far what's going to happen coming back. But the coming back time was way less than it was to get there. So this next appointment is at 12:30, and it is now 11:56, and so I have time. I could call and see if they're anywhere near. I'm gonna relax for just a second before I do. I hope they don't think that they're gonna be giving me that to go over there all the time, because that is not gonna be happening. That's gonna be a no thank you ma'am. All right, the next time they give me some over there, I'm gonna have to tell them no, and unless they add some on top for me to go, because I don't like having to make that long trip, and it's messing with my gas anyway. Okay, seriously messing with my gas. I haven't pumped gas in about three and a half weeks, I think. So last time I made a trip to go and visit someone, I filled the tank up on the way back, and I haven't had to pump gas since. My light normally comes on at 80 miles till empty, and I am 5 miles from that right now. And I would not be 5 miles from that if I would have took that extra 8 miles, because normally I won't go no further than 8 miles, and that 16 miles inside of the city is a long way. Like, you know, if I was somewhere where there's no traffic or nothing, I wouldn't even complain. I would just flew over there and come back. But it just takes so long to get nowhere, and that's burning gas. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. This one is an apartment, pretty big. Matter of fact, let me turn it around so you guys can see. If you can see that building there, I hope I turned it right, because that's where I'm going, and I went on ahead and made it over here, so that's a plus. That one looks like it's probably going to have fire hoses and everything inside of that building, and hopefully they will show up. I don't feel like my contact is not going to show. Normally I'll be dead on the nail when they don't show up, like yesterday. All up in my car. Go ahead on about your business. Oh, see, that's probably why, because see, somebody wrote in my comment section that I am mean and that I need to try being nicer. Okay, inside of a video where I'm giving out 12 inspection companies, you don't get no nicer than that. Okay, but they probably caught one of those bad moments that I be having. I mean, but you know, I can't be satisfying to everybody's. Okay, it's just not gonna work that way. It's not gonna work that way. So if you feel like I'm mean, then you know, find somewhere else to get your information from. Okay, because at the end of the day, I am a fun-loving person. All right, I just don't like bull. Okay. So I think I'm going to go ahead and call and see is anyone around, and hopefully if they are, but then if they are, what time is my next one? 1:30. Looks to be about 10 minutes away from this one. So either way I go, I'm going to end up waiting. I'm going to wait somewhere, because everybody's not going to cooperate today, because these are a little bit spread apart. All right. But it is what it is. At least I am not late, and I'm there where I need to be. and call it a day. The one I had yesterday, this guy decided that he was not going to show up. Now, okay, so it's one thing when we haven't been communicating and you don't show up, but it's something totally different when you've been communicating. We made the appointment at the beginning of last week, and we also did a lot of different communication throughout the week. He was sending me text messages to verify which location I actually needed to go to, because at first the map was giving me 2 different locations, and so he was sending me text messages about that. The owner himself, he was not the one that I was meeting. I was going to be meeting someone from the management company. He called me out of the blue once I called the actual insured, so apparently the insured let them know, and that's who I started communicating with. And everything was okay that morning. When I called, before I actually got to the location, he didn't answer the phone. So I didn't think nothing about that, because since we had been communicating with each other so much, I just assumed that, he was going to show up if nobody showed up that day. And bear in mind, I had 5, and out of those 5, I had another person who didn't show, but that's okay. At least I had access to everything, so I still handled my business and turned it in and got my pay for it. I already know that's done. That's a done deal. But he didn't show up, and that caused a issue for me. And the reason it caused the issue for me is because it was a location that had... Is someone about to move? Oh, because that would be really nice, so I could back up, because I am half in a parking spot. Or probably not. Like he came out and pressed the alarm. Don't nobody want your car? Oh, all right. But anyway, the guy... the location that I went to, it was supposed to be one address according to the paperwork, but you know how sometimes they'll throw that out there at you. So I got there, and the address was not the same address that's on the paperwork. The address on the paperwork was the address next door. It's in a shopping plaza. So that let me know automatically that the insured, he owns that plaza, period. So how many units do he own, or does he own the entire strip? If he owns the entire strip, then that means I'm going to have to go in as many units that are open, verify that they have what they need inside of them, and get all of these pictures and stuff done. So therefore, I needed somebody to actually show up there so that we can get this handled. And it was going to either need to be the insured or the representative that was actually supposed to come from the management company. I go out there. First of all, there's no parking spaces. Nowhere for me to park. So that means I had to bus a block, go down the hill, find a park somewhere else, walk up there, which I don't have a problem with, because, I walk pretty much everywhere anyway when I don't have to work, because I don't drive unless I have to. And so I just walked up there, but it was hot. It was hot, okay? And I get up there. That's the first problem. And then I get up there, and he's not there. I was there like 5-6 minutes early, so I just went on ahead and called him, and he answered the phone. So I said, okay, well, we've been talking so much this week, he's probably going to turn this corner. So every car that turned in, I was thinking, is that him? Is that him? Is that him? No, it wasn't him. So I'm contacting this dude. He is not answering the phone. He is not responding to voicemails and calling me back or nothing. Okay, so time is passing. So I had his number, but I also had the main number to the property management company. So I called the property management company. This nice young lady answers the phone, and then she says, hold on, let me get him on his line. And I said, wait, hold up, is he there? She's like, yes, ma'am, he's here. Well, why is he there when he should be here? Okay. She said, I don't know what's going on. I wasn't blaming her, of course, So I let her know that, I told her I'm just frustrated because it's hot out and my contact is not here. So she put me on hold to get him to the line. And when she puts me on hold, now I'm dealing with the same music that I was dealing with when I was calling him and he wasn't answering, and I was having to leave a voicemail. That means that it wasn't his cell phone number that I was actually calling in the first place that we were communicating back and forth with. It was actually the number inside of his office. This was his extension line. Therefore, I'm constantly calling him and he's just ignoring my calls, but he answered hers when she put me on hold. And then he answers the phone. Boy, let me tell you something. Don't you ever think that these people will not purposely ignore you, because they will. They will. I don't think he had any intention on coming at all, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when I talked to him and I asked him, he was like, "Hi, Deidre, how are you?" And I'm like, "I would be better if you were here at this location because we have an appointment." And he was like, "Oh, I know. I just completely forgot." Like, you forgot as much communication as we were doing? You forgot that you had an appointment with me. Like, make that make sense. And then he says, "So what all do you have to see?" I said, "Well, that's a open-ended question because I don't know. I don't know. My paperwork says one address, but that address is not going to the actual location that I'm looking at. So I don't know if it's the complete location where I'm at. Does the insured own this whole strip?" And he said, "Yes, they own the whole strip." Okay, well then that means I need to go in as many of them that are open, and all of them are open. And I can't go in them, and tell them I need to go in the back, which is where most of their electric panels and stuff is at anyway, in these back offices and stuff, without a representative being with me. Make that make sense? That don't make sense. Someone needs to be there. They're not expecting an inspector, clearly, because you didn't even show up. It doesn't work like that. And I'm not going to be spending 10 and 20 minutes in every location trying to explain to people why I'm there. Now they want me to stand there so they can make phone calls because they probably thinking, I'm casing the place. All right. We ain't going to get into that. But I'm not a thief. And I don't associate with thieves. Okay. So anyway, I knew I wasn't doing any of that. And then he says, out of the blue, this is what made me feel like he wasn't going to come anyway. Well, I much prefer to just do my appointments in the morning hours anyway. So we could probably do it like first thing in the morning, probably around 9 o'clock. And I told him that will be a strong no. My week is full. And you filled the gap already right now at this moment. And didn't show up. Well, what morning would you prefer that we get it done? I said, I would have preferred we got it done today. He had no intention on coming. He wasn't going to come. That's why he was ignoring my call. But when I called straight through the office, now he picks up. Sitting in an office somewhere, and I'm out here in this heat. Don't y'all ever think y'all won't ever have to do stuff like that. If you have, and somebody done try to pull some of the little slick move on you, drop it in the comment section. So we can just, laugh about it and just put it on in the past. It's not a big deal now, but it was just the whole situation, And of course, yes, I felt the sneeze come. Whew, I don't know where that came from. Allergies. All these trees, probably. Now I got to make another appointment to go back. I don't have a problem with making another appointment because it's not far from my house. My main issue is that it was later in the evening and I could have already been home trying to get some me time in for me, because I be determined to get me time in every day if at all possible. So while I'm sitting over there standing up outside of this strip mall, I could have already been at the house, changed and gone about my business. All right. Doing me. But instead, I'm out there in the heat. That was the problem. So it's not an issue of having to reschedule. That was the issue. Just being out there and knowing that he purposely didn't show up. For those who are wondering, if I did decide that I was not going, I didn't want to go back, and this angered me that much, and I was to let the company know that, I just don't want to go back because this person didn't show up or whatever, of course they'll give me, compensation for attempting to go, because I got proof that I was there, they'll give me compensation that I attempted to go, but what, $15? But the actual inspection is $125, $15, $125, $15, $125, $125, $125, $15. Like, do the math, come on. You know that I'm going to go ahead and reschedule that appointment. Most definitely. But it'll be for one day next week. Because I needed to still be on this check. Okay. I had to stop and do the math and see, is it the same check? And it is. So I need to make sure it's on this check. So I will go ahead and reschedule. But anywho, let me go on ahead because I'm just blabbering. Those of you who hang around for my ride-alongs, y'all must like hearing me just talk straight trash half the time, because most of the time that's what I be doing. But let me call and see if the person that I'm supposed to meet, if they're there. If they are, I'm gonna go on ahead and get out and get this handled and see you guys on the flip. Alrighty then. That appointment should not have taken as long as it did. I met a really cool fella. All right. Over there running my mouth. Yes, I sure did. Anyway, a little bit too much. Can't be telling y'all all that. Okay. But that was very easy. Everything was intact and where it should be. So that means I don't have to wait as long as I thought I would for the next appointment, because I done spent half that time over here running my mouth. So anyway, we're gonna go to the next one. This one was an easy breezy. It was actually looked like it used to be an old home from back in the day, but of course, you know, they've built up on it and made it into something else. So it has 9 units in there. Really, really nice place. Something to think about to actually come to if I decided I wanted to move and still stay within the area. Okay. So anyway, let's go, because it's hot and I gotta turn my air on, and if I turn it on while I'm talking to y'all can't hear me. So anyway, let's just bust a move. We're gonna go to the next place. So I've gotten to the next location and it is hot. Okay, looks like bungalows over there. So I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 addresses over there. So I guess every door has its own personal address. What is really going on? Okay, and so I'm gonna go over here because my appointment starts literally right now. I don't see nobody to have pulled up. So I'm gonna walk over here and start getting some images, but I'm gonna need to call first. So I'm gonna have to use my phone. So I'm gonna have to cut you guys off. But it is hot, and yeah, I got things to do this evening, so I need to knock this out and be trying to get to the house. Okay. Woo, it's hot. All right. Check you on the flip. So I'm gonna show you what it looked like on the inside. And my contact is not here. He had car trouble. And so, since I'm very understanding of people when they have car trouble, I'll give him a minute, a few minutes at most, to get here. At least I've taken care of everything on the outside. All he has to do is let me inside of the unit. And I need access to the unit, so I'm gonna wait till he gets here. I'm just taking a little walk down the sidewalk because it's hot in the car. You know how they say 70 something degrees outside? It's 100 and some degrees in the car. They ain't lying, because it's hot in that car, and I am not gonna sit in there. I don't feel like it. So let me see what they got up and down the street, since I haven't been over here in a while. See what we're working with, because a lot of these streets don't have any type of stores that I would want to go into anyway. I'm not trying to do no shopping anyhow, and I don't have anything with me on hand to shop anyway. But it's always curious to know what's going on the street. So we got laundry back there, some sort of bargain. Isn't much of nothing. Isn't too much of nothing. Turn it around so you guys can see. And there's literally nothing. So there's no stores for me to actually go in and give myself something to do unless I walk a good piece. And I'm not gonna do that. Okay. So, since he is my last one, I think, let me make sure. Yeah, he's my last one for the day. Since he's my last one, I'm gonna give him time to get here. I'm not trying to run off and leave this money behind, okay? I had one yesterday that acted like he forgot. So, we ain't gonna do that today. Today, we gonna get all of these appointments done. And, get out of here because I have other things that I want to do. The last location I went, I run my miles so much. And I was thinking to myself, well, that'll allow me to get over here. I won't get here too late. I won't get here late and I won't get here too early. Because I was talking. Get over here and gotta wait anyway. Okay. It's okay. Just give him time. At least I'm not out as late as I was on yesterday. So hopefully he'll be here in a few seconds, in a few shakes. Hopefully he'll get here. That's why I tell you guys about setting these appointments and making sure you set them the way you can get from one location to the next in half time. Now, suppose I had another appointment. Suppose I had another appointment after this, and I didn't allow myself time in between. But I know I need to get this done. Suppose I had did that. I would be in a world of trouble because that means the next appointment I'm going to be late. So I'd have to make a choice as to whether I'm going to leave this one and haul butt to the next one, and then just write it down as a no-show and have to go back all through this again. I really don't like having to reset my appointments. I don't like having to reschedule for the same place simply because they was running a little late. I don't like having to do that. So I like to give them enough time so in case they are late, I know that I can get to my next one on time. Okay. So my contact lied to me. Told me that the person that I was going to meet had his car was broke down. He had car trouble. Give him about 15-20 minutes. He gets here, come to find out he didn't have car trouble at all. Okay, matter of fact, the actual insured himself just called him when I called him. Told him to come over here. He didn't even know he was coming today. See, they'll tell you anything. You hear me? Tell you anything to keep you there. And it worked. Because I stayed my simplistic ass over here. If I would have knew that, I'd have got out of here. Now I am, you know what? I'm gonna just leave that alone. This is the last one for the day. I'm gonna go home, change out, and do what I do best, which is what? Take care of me. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I'll be bringing you back something later. Thank you guys so much for watching and coming along with me on this little trip today. Enjoy the rest of your day.